Superheroes in fairy tales? Yes, it's a thing. Five Chinese Brothers is a very popular request from my followers. It was a 1938 children's book by Claire Huchet Bishop, with extremely problematic illustrations by Kurt Weiss. Yes, friends, it's a really bizarre book, but it's based on a folktale with a much more interesting history and a less ethically questionable hero.
Fucked up fairy tales with Liz.
Ding! Now, the folktale has many regional variants, but I'm going to go with the Li people's version, which features double the brothers. This is 10 Brothers, a folktale from China. A very long time ago, when the Great Wall of China was first being built, there lived 10 identical brothers who each had very unique superpowers. I'm the eldest, and I've got supersonic hearing. I'm the second brother, and I've got binocular vision. I'm the third brother, and I'm strong as fuck. I have a head that's indestructible. Well, my body's indestructible. I've got super stretchy legs. My head is fucking huge. But I have overly large feet. My head is normal sized, but my mouth is huge. I'm the youngest. Check out these peepers. Now, in adaptations of this story, authors have made some improvements. They've combined some of the brothers. Yeah, I guess it would make more sense if one of us was just completely indestructible from head to foot. Eliminated less useful ones. What do you mean least useful? Have you seen my feet? Or just given some brothers different powers entirely. Like the ability to make or survive fire. The ability to fly. You know, not big feet, big mouth, and big eyes. Okay, are you going to tell our story or are you just going to make fun of us? Both. In the spirit of authenticity, and because I don't know any other versions in the public domain, we'll keep all 10 brothers and their giant body parts. Now, the Great Wall of China is undoubtedly an incredible landmark, but I'm sure it isn't surprising that building such a thing was done so on the backs of enforced labor, and came at the cost of hundreds of thousands of lives. Around 500,000, according to the official documents of the Sui dynasty. One day, as the soldiers, peasants, and convicts of ancient China suffered and died for stronger borders, the eldest brother's supersonic ears perked up. Oh no! I can hear the immense cries, moans, and suffering of a great number of people at a great distance. It's the men building that huge wall across the country. People are breaking their backs, they're being separated from their families, they're dying! And for what? Well, I have the strength of 100 men, so why don't I head down there, see if I can alleviate some of the workload, and give these people a break. Swole brother number 3 joined the exhausted workers at the Great Wall, and did his best to help. But the folks in charge weren't too happy about this, and they arrested the third brother for interfering. You are hereby charged with allowing a bunch of filthy peasants and thieves to be lazy. You will be beheaded at dawn. Luckily, his 9 brothers had his back. Bad news all, third brother's in jail. Yes, and I just heard them sentence him to beheading. Don't worry, guys. My indestructible head is going to come in useful for something other than party tricks. Overnight, the fourth brother switched places with the third. And the executioners were flummoxed when they brought the axe down over and over and couldn't remove this guy's head. Okay, well, everyone's arms are tired, so we'll try something different in the morning. We'll just eviscerate his guts instead. Sounds like they want to cut him to ribbons now. This time I'll swap places. Time for this rock-hard body to shine. The next day, the executioners beat and flogged and stabbed, but they couldn't seem to break their prisoner's body. Okay, let's refresh tomorrow, and this time we'll try throwing him in the river. I mean, the guy's gotta breathe, right? Okay, Stretch Armstrong, you're up. The Emperor's men tossed the sixth brother in the water, but no matter how deep they threw him, his legs stayed above sea level. It's a great day for a swim, y'all! So this is where the folktale goes a little sideways. Or at least the English translation available online does. Maybe it makes more sense in a Chinese language. Once the sixth brother had tricked the Emperor with his stretchy legs, we abandoned the execution plot completely, and brothers 7, 8, and 9 used their superpowers to catch fish. The seventh brother of the giant head used his giant hat to catch just buckets of them. Our brother with the big feet tromped over the mountains to get firewood to cook the fish. See what I mean about the less useful superpowers? I thought we were done mocking me. And I thought you'd maybe do something with your giant feet. Like maybe stomp the shit out of your corrupt rulers. Huh, I didn't think of that. Clearly. Anyway, they cooked a bunch of fish. As for the ninth brother, I used my giant mouth to eat literally all of the fish myself. Rude! Well, this bummed the youngest brother out. What the fuck, bro? There were enough fish there to feed an entire village. And now none us will get any fish. The 10th brother was so hangry, he cried buckets of tears from his giant eyes. His tears pooled and created a huge flood. A flood so terrible, it left part of the Great Wall in ruins. And that's the end of the tale. Okay, so back to the shitty version, Five Chinese Brothers from 1938. Two things I will give this story is that they tightened up the plot with some funny dialogue, and they did manage to make the fishing part work. But besides the stereotypical illustrations, which you can Google if you really want to see them, they gave the whole story a bizarre premise. When it opens, the big-mouthed brother takes a little boy fishing by swallowing the sea so the kid can gather a bunch of fish. But the little boy ignores the brother's signaling to come back to shore, and when the man can no longer hold the sea in his mouth, the boy drowns. So that's what he's going to get executed for in that version. So basically, a guy kills a little kid, we victim blame the little kid for it, and he gets off scot-free. And while I don't believe that accidental drowning or anything is worthy of the death penalty, it does seem like there should be some consequence. I mean, it's not a great message for children. Now, there's a much better children's version by Margaret Mahi with illustrations by Jean and Muxian Sang. They preserved the theme that the brothers used their powers to help the exploited workers. They tightened up the plot and gave the brothers some more useful abilities. And they even make the strange fishing plot point work. I really love this book. I actually just sent a kid home with it for their folklore project the other day. There's another cute picture book version with illustrations by Grace Lin called Seven Chinese Sisters. And there are several Chinese screen adaptations that have pretty good reviews. Thanks for watching the tale today. I have some more options for you if you want some more stories. Join my Patreon. I'd love to have you there. Either way, I'll see you here next time for a fucked up fairy tale.
Fucked up fairy tales with Liz.